Zach Merrett has been in the news this week. In fact, he's been in our, show or in our minds for quite some time because some time ago we actually did a bit of a segment around what he was up to because he had mentioned that he was thinking about leaving and got a better deal. We'll get to that in just a moment. But then he also said about maybe cutting the list.
Yes.
And you sort of thought, well...
And can we just add, we had it was a lot of tongue in cheek. We had some fun because I really like Zach, but Zach at the moment I think likes me. Wasn't a great quote.
No,
it wasn't a great quote.
If you're not across it, he thinks the list should be shortened and that the players at the top end should be given more money. He's already just signed another new deal asking for more money from Essendon. It just doesn't look great.
This is what happens when you're playing at a poor club and you look around and you think, I've got 12 crabs here. Why are they making money when I should be making that money?
So Zach actually messaged the show and it was disappointed with the comments.
Yes.
And I haven't been able to reach out to Zach because every time he walks past you on the boundary line, he gives me nothing.
Gives you nothing. Well, it was interesting this week because...
But hey, obviously I was right, Zach.
Well, it sounds like you might have been. This is the reaction from Brad Scott. And I want to maybe focus on the last bit of what Brad Scott had to say this week on AFL 360.
Yeah, that was a surprise to me. I mean, I speak to Zach daily. He was over at my house a couple of days ago having dinner. He's as hungry for success as any player that I've ever encountered. And, you know, he's a man in a rush. He's 29. You know, he's concerned that will the young talent mature enough in time for him to enjoy that success. But the reality is that this time last year, you know, recommitted to Zach, we felt he was underpaid for someone who was performing at such a high level. So for the second time in 3 years, we changed his remuneration to reflect his brilliant performance and his terrific leadership. So we committed to him, you know, he committed to us. I intend to see my commitment through and I expect our captain to do the same.
Just made sure everyone knew that they'd rejigged his contract a couple of times there, Scotty.
So they thought he was underpaid, or did he think he was underpaid?
Well, either way, but
not either way.
Clearly, Scotty didn't read the room if he said
way.
He's desperate for success. Well, guess what? He ain't getting it at Essendon.
Not either way, mate, because what happened, St Kilda, he signed a deal, and then a year or two later, St Kilda came in and said, hey, we'll give you X amount per season to come and play here. And he's like, hang on a minute, that sounds a bit of all right money-wise. So Essendon then came to the party to match that offer from St Kilda or thereabouts. And then a year and a half later, he's out the door. Now, I've got no issue personally what he's doing. In fact, if he wants to go and get and have some success, good luck to you.
I think he has every right to leave.
Yep.
That's my opinion. I know he's captain, and a lot of people have kicked up a stink because he's captain, he shouldn't walk out. I think that's crap. It is up to a football club to make sure that a player wants to stay. Now, when you've got a handful of players walking out, it's on the club. You know, and this has been a poor club success-wise for a long, long time. My opinion is if you are at a football club for a 10-year period, it is a club's duty to give you a shot at a premiership. They have not given him a shot.
Not even close. This is what Tim Watson had to say this week.
But if you're saying, as he did, that he's got a great relationship and he loves this bloke, and that he had him around for dinner the other night, but by the way, he forgot to mention he was off to speak to a rival club. How real is that relationship? Can you have a player captain your team who wants to leave? No, I don't think you can. The leader, in my opinion, I don't know whether you agree with this or not, but the leader must be, of all things, totally committed. The leadership is an honour that has been earned over a long period of time at a football club. Now, that person has to embody and carry forth the culture you're living. Zach's a great player. He's a champion of Essendon. Sadly, though, in my opinion, he will be diminished in the eyes of many Essendon fans if he leaves. There is Zack Merritt and daylight second in terms of the talent at that football club right now. They paid him, they rewarded him for that. He understood what was going on. He signed a 4-year deal, which gives him great financial comfort and surety. And I think that now he needs to hold up his end of the bargain.
I don't disagree with a lot of what Tim said there, but can you imagine going to work every day for the last 10 years, every month, every year, and you know you're not going to have success. You know you're not going to play in the games that you want to play in year after year. That's tough. Whether you're captain or not, that starts to wear thin on you. And then after a horrific year this year, and yes, due to injuries, but I think everyone doesn't see the light at the end of the tunnel for Essendon anytime soon.
Very quick one. if he stays, and there's rumours he might not even go to the best and fairest. If he stays, could he captain still?
No.
Okay, all right.
I don't think he can stay, by the way.
He might leave for a bit of premiership success if he gets to the Hawks, as they're going to be in the mix, you'd say, again next season if they don't. So I reckon there's a chance that he could be getting on the end of it. Let's get into this week's Big Hairy List.
Moons' Big Hairy List.